For decades, she has been locked away, a dull, harmless in appearance, yet feared by millions. Her name is Annabelle. To some, she is nothing more than fabric and stuffing, but to others, she is the most dangerous object in the world, a vessel of something dark, a force that destroys those who dare to cross her. In July 2025, Annabelle's name returned to the headlines. A respected paranormal investigator on tour with the infamous doll was found dead. Was it coincidence? Or, as Annabelle claimed, yet another victim? This is the story of the Annabelle curse and the chilling death of Dan Rivera. The legend begins in the 1970s. A young nursing student received a simple Raggedy Ann doll as a gift. At first it seemed ordinary, but soon strange events began to unfold. The doll appeared in different rooms, as if it had moved on its own. Notes scribbled on parchment. Paper that did not even exist in the apartment began appearing with one message: "Help me." Then, one night, a visitor claimed that the doll attacked him in his sleep. He woke up covered in deep scratches, as if something had clawed him in the dark. Frightened and desperate, the students turned to Ed and Lorraine Warren, the famed paranormal investigators. The Warrens' conclusion was terrifying. Annabelle was not possessed by the spirit of a little girl, as the students had first believed. Instead, the doll was being used as a vessel by something inhuman, a demonic entity. The Warrens had Annabelle locked away in a wooden case, blessed by a priest, with a warning sign on the front, positively "Do not open." But confinement didn't end the stories. Over the years, visitors claimed that Annabelle's presence still brought disaster. A man once mocked the doll, banging on the case and daring her to prove she was real. Hours later, on his way home, he lost control of his motorcycle and died instantly. His girlfriend survived, but she swore that the doll haunted her dreams for weeks afterward. Others reported sudden illnesses, accidents, or terrifying paranormal experiences after encounters with Annabelle. Whether coincidence or curse, the stories only strengthened her legend. July 2025, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a town already steeped in haunted history. Dan Rivera was a respected paranormal investigator. He had spent years studying hauntings, traveling to sites of unexplained activity, and documenting his findings. That summer, he joined the Annabelle Tour, an exhibition of haunted objects from the Warrens Occult Museum. On July 18th, Rivera checked into his hotel room after a long day on tour. By morning, he was gone, found lifeless in his bed. Authorities were quick to note one thing: Annabelle was not physically present in the room that night. But the detail did little to stop the rumors. The internet erupted. For believers, Rivera was the latest victim of Annabelle's curse. For skeptics, his death was a tragic coincidence, a reminder that life is fragile, even for the strongest among us. But what made the case even stranger was the silence that followed. Rivera's autopsy results were delayed. No official explanation was immediately given. The absence of answers only fueled speculation. Had Annabelle claimed another soul? Or was this simply the tragic end of a man who dedicated his life to chasing the unknown? The Annabelle Tour itself has long been controversial. Objects from the Warrens Occult Museum, including Annabelle, have been displayed across the United States. For believers, this is dangerous, tempting fate by removing cursed objects from their confinement. For skeptics, it is pure theater, but the debate reached new heights in August 2025. Just weeks after Rivera's death, the entire collection of the Warrens Occult Museum was sold. The buyers? YouTuber Elton Castee and comedian Matt Rife. The announcement sent shockwaves through the paranormal community. The duo promised to give the artifacts a new home, reopening them to the public. To some, this was an exciting opportunity. To others, it was reckless, another chance for Annabelle's curse to spread beyond control. Stories of Annabelle's curse stretch back decades. The Warrens often warned visitors not to touch her case. Not everyone listened. One young couple reportedly ignored the warning, laughing as they tapped on the glass. On their drive home, they crashed. The man was killed instantly. Another visitor claimed he saw Annabelle's eyes shift, only to suffer a near-fatal accident days later. Even those who never met the doll have reported terrifying experiences, nightmares, scratches appearing on their skin, sudden illnesses. To skeptics, these are coincidences, accidents blamed on a doll that cannot move. But to believers, these stories are proof that Annabelle punishes those who mock her, proof that the doll is cursed. The Annabelle story divides people to this day. Skeptics argue that the doll is nothing more than a prop, canvas for human imagination. They believe the accidents and tragedies are explained by chance, bad luck, or psychological suggestion. But believers are not so easily convinced. They point to the sheer number of incidents, the chilling patterns, and the fact that even the Warrens, who spent decades facing the paranormal, feared Annabelle enough to keep her sealed, away for life. Whether curse or coincidence, one truth remains: Annabelle terrifies, and sometimes fear itself is enough to shape reality. Dan Rivera's death remains unexplained. Maybe it was natural causes, maybe it was something darker, but as Annabelle prepares to be displayed once again, her story only grows. For decades, she has been blamed for accidents, tragedies, and deaths. And now, with her return to the public eye, one question remains: how many more lives will she touch? Annabelle sits behind glass, silent, watching, waiting. And if you stood before her, would you dare